Hello guys, Ricardo Teixeira here and welcome for another video. In this video today we'll see if we can play this beautiful game Ghost of Tsushima in an old warrior named i5 4460. But first let's see the game specifications or minimum requirements to play it. As you can see, the game asks for an i3 7100 or a Ryzen 3 1200 as a minimum system requirements. Both of them it's way better than this old fella here. But let's see what it can do with its 4 cores and 4 threads. We're pairing it with just 12 GB of DDR3 RAM clocked at 1600 MHz. So let's see what it can do. We will be using the GTX 1070 as GPU with 8 GB of DDR5 memory. I think this GPU will be way overkill for this processor, but let's see what this combination results in the end, shall we? We will be starting this test in 1080p, as you can see on the screen. The dynamic resolution scaling off. We'll be using AMD FSR native AA and no frame generation. The graphics preset will be high, as you can see. This is the very beginning of the game, but it's also a very intensive area with lots of enemies, arrows flying all over the place, big flames and plenty of explosions. It's a total chaos in here. I love it. As for the averages go, I didn't preset the counter, but you can expect it to be 35-36 frames per second by now. The game looks absolutely gorgeous, even in this old system. There are no major slowdowns and stutters. It's managing quite well, at least at this point of the game. But let's change some settings. Let's try the medium preset to see if we can gain more FPS in our gameplay. And as I told you earlier in this video, we are being CPU bottlenecked. We can't even extract the full potential of the 1070 with this processor. We are getting the same average and FPS as before. If you are liking this video so far, don't forget to like and subscribe to help the channel grow so I can bring you more content like this in the future. Now let's turn on frame generation and see if we can help give us a little boost in our performance. And with that, we finally managed to get 60 FPS, which was something I believed we would not be able to get with this old rig. And to my surprise, even though we have a little bit more input lag, the game still feels very fluid and it's very responsive. I'm also playing with the Xbox 360 controller, so I'm playing just fine. But now let's move into another area, the big open fields, and the ghosting as well. Mainly around the character. So let's try and take frame generation off to see how it looks. They're still ghosting. And it's clear in daytime that there's a lot more pixelation around as well. And some glitches and effects in the horse, in the character's clothes. I don't like it that much. It's quite distracting. So let's try to improve our performance a bit by turning FSR3 on quality. Let's see how it does. Whoa, way more shimmery, way more ghosting, and especially way more uglier. I don't like it at all. But out of curiosity, let's turn frame generation on to see the performance we will get. And we went up from 42 to 76, 78 frames per second. But oh boy, the game looks ugly as hell now. You could play like this if you want, but I will not recommend it. But let's see how this old machine manages native 1440p. We got a huge improvement in image quality, but in our FPS not so much. We're averaging more or less 25 FPS now, which is very low even for a single player title like this. But we still have FSR3 on quality, so let's check it out. And we are getting more or less the same average as 1080p, but with a little bit better image quality. I like it more this way. They're still shimmering and ghosting, but it's much more bearable. Despite not getting the best image, this game is absolutely stunning. Just look at this view. Gorgeous. We still have one last ace up our sleeve, so let's try frame generation on. And with that, GPU utilization near 100%. The shimmering and the ghosting are still there, but it's a much more pleasant image. As you can see, it's not that bad. But let's jump into a village full of enemies to see how the game performs. Again, although we are using frame generation, the controls are very responsive. I will totally play the game like this. Decent image quality, good fluidity, and we're even pushing our 1070 even further. Not at its full potential, but it's not 70% either. So let's stay with a little bit more of gameplay to see how the system manages. Decent frame rate, good averages. You could totally have fun with the game in these conditions. It's not ideal, but in the lack of anything better, you can play it, for sure. And so we have come to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Making this kind of videos takes a lot of work, so don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. So I hope to see you soon, my friends, and thank you for watching.